Okay, so good. Okay, and if you ladies would mute for me, I'd appreciate it. And then I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. What is this? I don't know how to get rid of the screen. Okay, there we go. Let's share my screen. So I'm going to show you just as we would if you were on your computer. Everybody can see my screen, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm typing in my website. Mine is Carol's Secret. Okay, I got to type it right.com. All right, so you're going to pull up your main Pure Romance page. Now you want to go to your back office by clicking on the silicon. Man, I'm tongue-tied, y'all. The silhouette of a person right there at the top, and then it'll have the login drop down. Okay, so I'm going to log in. My username and password is already plugged. And if yours isn't, then this is where you would enter it. You want to hit sign in. And from here, this is now the back office and where a lot of resources are. And so sometimes we can get lost or overwhelmed. So we're going to go to training. Training site. Okay. And you might want to write these steps down, but I'm also going to show you a shortcut. So now you're in Pure Romance training, and that you'll know you're here because it'll have get started, book, sell, share, business tools, sexual wellness, marketing, your online office. So of course we want to click sexual wellness. And now don't sleep on these resources here, because if you look, there's tons and tons of articles here that Pure Romance posts. And now this is content for you so that you can educate yourself as well as share with your VIP groups or other clients. So these are common or common subject matters that come up in the shopping room or throughout the sexual health experience. And this is where you're also going to find the course. I was moving that screen. This is where you're going to find the course that we're taking. So sexual wellness, all these articles. And then second from the bottom, it says sexual health professional training program. Mine is really light because I have clicked on it and accessed it before. Okay, so we're going to click on that. And then it's going to tell you all about the course. Okay, so you want to read. The title of the course is Promoting Sexual Health, the Basics and Beyond. Sexual Health Professional Training Program. So you want to slide through, and it has the details and description of the program. It has the objectives here. Once you complete this training, you will learn about sexuality and sexual health, acquire important skills related to working with diverse groups of people. And what are we doing as partners? We're working with diverse groups of people, right? Feel confident teaching people about sexual health and identify when to refer them to other health professionals. Very, very important. We can help ladies as much as we can, but you really need to be able to identify when their concern, their health concern is outstanding and it needs professional assessment. Okay. And then you're gonna learn how to do it without making anybody feel bad. Receive a certificate of completion from the Center for Sexual Health Promotion at Indiana University. They have a Center for Sexual Health Promotion. You're going to receive important knowledge and training in areas that can support their day-to-day work as a consultant, or as we call partners. In addition, should you decide to apply for certification as a sexuality educator through the American Association of Sex Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, you will be able to document your successful completion of this online course as a part of your educational hours. So those of you who are already certified, do you know that there's a resource you can go through to further your education if you decide that you want to do this at another level? Okay. So as sexual health promoters, there is still a difference between you becoming a therapist or a sex educator under one of the foundations like the American Association for Sex Education, etc. So they have different credentials that you can get that are recognized, similar to what you would do in college with different courses. Okay, so you can further your experience, and we can talk about that on the back end, because I wanted to keep going through how to register. Okay, so curious on how this training program has impacted lives. So here's a testimony, and if you keep scrolling down, how to register, it gives you the 2 steps. Okay, I am recording this. I will post this on my YouTube page, so that for now on, anybody can send consultants over to watch the video on how to register. So you want to click this bar right here that's gray that says Promoting Sexual Health, the Basics and Beyond. And wow, it's going to take you to, let me see if I can move this taskbar. It's going to take you to the Indiana University Bloomington Promoting Sexual Health, the Basics and Beyond registration page. Okay, so you're going to create a user account, and look, it's really simple and easy. Your first name, your middle name, your last name, email, confirm your email. You're going to create a password. You're going to put in your mailing address, and you're going to hit submit. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So if you are already registered, even if your email and password was not saved, if you approach this page and you do not need to re-register, then you're going to click right on login like I did. So I'm clicking login, and here's my email address and password. Now I'm going to hit submit, and you now have access to the course. So you have the learning units, you have your account, and you have your dashboard. So we're going to click on learning units. This is where you see the content for, let's move this. Okay, this is where you can see the 14 units. Okay, now my units have a green go button right behind them because I have opened them before. If you are just registering right now, all of these go buttons wouldn't be there. You wouldn't see them. Okay, not until you actually click on the first one and look through the chapters within that unit. Okay, so all the units are going to be titled, and then you'll see the chapters numbered. Okay, they have responding questions and reference material, and if you scroll down further, it has an assessment, and the assessment is an interactive activity and quiz. It is essential for you to do the interactive activity and quiz after getting through the course material. Okay, now this is a lot of reading, and depending on your educational background or even how long it's been since you've had to work at this capacity, we have YouTube videos. Okay, so don't feel bad. Most of us use the YouTube videos where we have Zoom sessions recorded like this one that we're on now. And what we did was we read through these units all together. How about that? We read through it. So if you're able to use your audio visual skills, which means that you can listen to it while you're cooking. You can still look at the video because we're scrolling through and reading, and then you can turn around, do the activities, and better yet, we do the quiz on the video with you. So it's essential for you to use the YouTube page. I am going to pull it up. All right, let's go to your videos. Let's see. So I'm pulling up my videos now, and I have quite a few on here. And so you want to look for the sexual wellness study sessions, and then you look for the units that you need to look at. So we have 3 different versions. We did it 3 different times, and you can just choose one. I named them. So there's a study session, unit 1 and 2, then there's study session 2.0, a 3.0, and etc. So you can use any version that you want. I'm going to click on this one right here. Hold on. All right. So this is a video where we went through the units 1 and 2. And that's all you would need to do. Okay. It is recommended that you.
It looks like a bottle.
Oh, hold on. Okay, so it is recommended that you like and subscribe the page because it makes it easier for you to get back to it. So let's say you were watching it and then you're like going through YouTube. What was the name of the course, or what was what? It'll help you get back to the YouTube pages. I mean, my YouTube page, which is just Carol White. Okay. So this has been like a game changer, having the study sessions recorded and allowing you to watch. I don't want anyone to wait for us to do anything together at this point, because now we have 3 different versions, and this is a approximately 40-hour self-paced course. Okay, so let me go back to the content. Okay, let's go back to the learning units. I want you to look at your dashboard. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is a self-paced course, and if you click on the dashboard, it can help guide you through where you are and what needs to be done. So you click on study progress, and it's going to show you those units, and it'll show you what lessons you have completed, what activities you have completed, and how many activities were in that unit. So unit 4 had 9 activities. Usually they're very small, and they're answering questions for you to be like, just kind of interactive with what content we went over. Okay. So it's not super hard. And the quiz that is at the end of each unit is all that you're going to review. There's no major exam or anything like this. And better yet, it's actually an open book study program, self-paced and open book. So while you're doing the quiz, you can either use the video, the YouTube videos, to check and balance your answers or your knowledge, and or you can open another tab and have the course open, the content open there, and go back and forth and toggle and answer the questions and look them up as you go along. It does take more time, and sometimes we as women get to overthinking it and we take a lot of time doing this course, it's not that you're rushing through it, but it's kind of like textbook material. You're not going to memorize all of this at one time. So I wouldn't try to do that. I wouldn't try to do that, because you'll look up and months will go by and you'll feel a little defeated that you didn't get the course completed. So go through, either listen to and or read the content, do the activities, do the quizzes, and just keep moving through the course. So this is the part where I want to share with those who are already certified. So if you see now how to register, we're at the end of that part. But now I want to share some insight for those who have finished. Because what now? You're now certified. We're all going to have different confidence levels. Some of us may feel like, oh, we're doing great, we're doing awesome, I could share a lot. And some of us might feel like, okay, I went through it, but I feel like I still have so much to learn. So depending on where you are, there's something for everyone. So I'm gonna go to the interactive activity that was for this unit 14. Hold on, I want to show you. Hold on. I want to get to 5. I'm going to show you something. Next. Okay, so we had some homework when we completed learning unit 14. Okay, it says sexual health professionals who choose to get certified often need to document ongoing training, education, classes, or professional development that they seek out so that they can stay current on knowledge. It's not a one-stop adventure. It's not like you do this course and then that's it. You're going to know everything you need to know and you stop there. No. As someone who works as a sexual health promotion professional, what types of ongoing information or training do you feel are important for such professionals to undertake? What do you do in your own professional life to keep learning more so that you can continue to help others? So I'm going to put some of you ladies on the spot, and I want to say, hey, we had to answer this question when we did the course, when we were certifying. It was almost the last activity on there. What can we do, ladies? What are good ideas? What are things to continue your education?
You can always still remain a student. And Google has a lot of information that wasn't available in the course that you can go and study.
Right. Absolutely. So now you're equipped with being able to find answers through other resources, Google, YouTube. Of course, you want to make sure that your sources are credible. On this course, there's a reference page. So it tells you a lot about where they've got a lot of information from. And then they always have recommended books to read. So that's a great resource too. And you can always click back and look into that. I am going to show you a great resource also provided by Pure Romance. It's actually founded by the Patty Brisbane Foundation. They started a series called Sex Care is Self-Care. Anybody familiar? Have you watched any of the YouTube videos or podcasts?
I haven't.
Yes.
Okay, so this is also very essential because Patty is working with a good 4 physicians on this particular series, okay? And they're taking a lot of the top issues or things that there's a pelvic floor therapist on here. There's a general gynecologist. She has a few different specialists, and they're working together to share insights that they have. What are common questions that people have? What are some myths? What are some areas that have not been tapped into that people need help with? Things like that. So the first one, where they have sex care is self-care, back to basics. This one is really key. It talks about being sex positive. And what does that mean? Being sex positive is being comfortable with yourself and others, where there's not that shame or heavy judgment. And so what they talk about is, do you have a primary care physician or a provider, or even if they're a specialist, that's sex positive? Because what they've realized is their colleagues may not even be sex positive. They're not comfortable if you come in there and say, hey, what do you think about, or what about this, or what about that? This is a concern for me, dealing with some type of form of sexuality. So even though they're physicians, they're not comfortable having that talk either. So what do you do when you have a physician that really isn't sex positive? Because the sex positive physician is going to be very comfortable. It's going to ask open-ended questions, want you to kind of dialogue, and also give you more than, like a really blanket answer, because a lot of these things are very complex. So that particular series was really great. They talked about pelvic floor therapy and people not even knowing that they need it, how to ask for it, how to request it. Most people don't know that it is covered in their insurance with little to no copay. The next series, the next podcast, they have the clitoral complex. We're talking about, the difference between the G-spot and the clitoral stimulation and all those 8,000 nerves and how everything works. So here's a great level of resources for you to watch, listen to, take notes. And I'm going to just tell you my secret. I watch the videos. I take good insights or key things that I think is very helpful, and I break it down in my VIP group, or I break it down into a 30-second snippet on TikTok, like Tisha taught us to do. Tisha Webb, she's the queen of it. She can get you together. She can teach so much in 30 seconds. And so this is a great way to disseminate the information and going to make people want to interact on your page and want to come back for more. But it's also keeping you up on your toes and knowing more information. So are you utilizing these resources to keep your game up, to keep studying and learning? So I believe it's like every 2 weeks, a new podcast comes out, and I believe there's about 10. And the content is amazing. This one was one of my fun favorites, a recent one called The Fourth Trimester. Who talks about the fourth trimester? This is really talking about women and their bodies after having babies. And no one talks about this phase right here. Well, you might talk about it a little bit when you use the word postpartum, but they didn't want to use that word because it has so much stigma around it. But they talk about the fourth trimester and what all the women that have had children, what a great discussion. They provide so many great insights there. Okay. Talking about the vaginal dilators. This is helpful because we have a product in our catalog. We have dilators. What are they good for? When should someone use it? Why should they use it? All good insight. And this is helpful for you to know this information. And then all you're doing is sharing with your clients in the shopping room. You're sharing with your clients in the VIP page, and it's giving you some good Jules, to talk about whenever you go live. Okay, there's a lot of content that you can talk about that you know, it's still neutral. Okay, so depending on how you share your information, this is something that you can use as a great benefit. They talked about sex toys for every situation, the who, what, when, where, and how, and why when it comes to toys. We have a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, that's not for me. I don't know what that's, you know, they believe that's a gray area. And it's a great way to show you some rebuttals, because sometimes people don't know what they don't know. Let me see. Let me see some faces. Everybody's so quiet on here. I almost had to check and make sure we were still on here together. All right, you all have any questions for me so far? Don't leave me hanging, y'all. No.
No.
Okay. So we do have a team of sexual health promoters, and I so forgot to put together the photo collage. I was trying to share with you who they were, so I'm gonna have to post it later. That was so my fault. That was one reason why I was doing it Thursday, so that I would be prepared. But life happened and I don't have that, but I am going to introduce our team of sexual health promoters. So they're here to provide support in our Facebook group, in our messenger chat, and when we have regular discussions. So what we'll do from here is we'll have some discussions based on maybe some of the content from the podcast / YouTube page. It's podcast and YouTube. They have it posted. It's the same information though. We'll have maybe good articles or good things to share, and we'll have discussions throughout so that those of us can stay, you know, fresh on topics and things that we need to be discussing with our clients, friends, and family. Let me see. So this video, the first half, is great for anyone who needs to know how to register for the course. I did share my screen and walk you through all the steps and the stages, but I definitely want to you know, provide as many resources as possible. So feel free to give me any feedback. But now we can go a little bit more into different ways that those of you who are certified can continue to learn and share more information. Okay, so now we have the podcast. We know that we have the articles within our COO to share. They have articles about a little bit of everything. And then also on Patty Brisbane Foundation page, you are able to ask questions for things that you might not find enough data about. So maybe it is about fibromyalgia. Maybe it is about endometriosis. Maybe it is about, I'm naming just some common things, but maybe it was something about pelvic floor therapy that wasn't covered and you don't see enough information on. The whole purpose of the foundation is to make sure that the physicians are working together to do enough research, because it's like society hasn't recognized our health inclusive of your sexuality, your body, and how it functions. It's like something separate, and in no way, shape, or form is it anything separate. Okay, so let me share really quick about the foundation so that you all are aware of this as well, because whether you know it or not, those resources have given us a lot of insight and has helped women with finding themselves after surviving or going through their cancer experience. But there's so many different things that you can find. So let me go over it. So this is what the website looks like. I would definitely tap in here. So research and education, sexual health. There is a way to support. I want to share that we have within our Zealous Zebra Diamond Empire, no, Zealous Zebra group, in our main group, we have Angela Robinson, who is a gala champion. She was one last year, which means that she had a party and event. She raised money. The champions are required to raise $500 or more. That's just like as a minimum to get that title to be a champion. Okay, we have so this year Angela in Texas is doing an event, and then we have Sharita Reed. Sharita is also doing a event, or I know she's a champion, and so she's raising funds. Then you also have Teresa Cross in the DC area, Maryland area. She's doing an event. Tisha, that's your neighborhood too. You all are doing a great event, and all of us, and then also myself, I'm also not doing an event. I'm not doing a gala, but I am raising funds. So I'm sharing my link. I actually have a gift basket available, $250 value, that for each participant that donates, for every $10 that they donate, that's an entry to win the basket. All proceeds go to the foundation. So through this foundation, it promotes sex positivity and sexual health as an integral part of every person's general health and well-being. So as the promoter, this is the same, it's in alignment with the same purpose that we have. Sexual health requires a positive outlook and a thoughtful understanding of sexuality and sensuality, especially in the ways that they impact intimate relationships. So personal identity development and physical satisfaction and pleasure. We believe that sexual health is general health and deserves equal funding for research, patient education, and support, as well as community outreach. So the Patty Brisbane Foundation is an international advocate of sexual rights for everyone without exclusion. Women around the world with their partners, irrespective of race, color, creed, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or gender identity, are entitled to positive sexual health care and expression. If you're all about supporting that mission, please support one of us, all of us, or hop on here to the website and click the donate button and continue to share, because this is the reason that we're even able to get to these resources now. This course that you're taking or that you have taken through the Indiana University of Bloomington is free because of the knowledge that's here, showing that, hey, we need to make this connection and show people that this is healthcare all the way around the board. So you're becoming advocates to help others through their experiences. And a lot of research is being done so that we know how to do that most effectively. What products should we have? Things like that. So I wanted to share that with you and explain how that goes. And I'm hoping that each of you, whether it's $5, $10 or more, could please donate to the foundation so that we can keep these wonderful resources going and benefit from it. Because many other women have. You might be coming along and encroaching this now, but so many women have benefited from it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to open up for questions. We still have 20 minutes. We can go into some content if y'all got some questions. I'm ready. Anybody?
Is it best to do this course by yourself or to do it with a partner?
Hey, an accountability partner or having a partner is a great way, as long as you all are not holding each other back, meaning like, okay, don't go to the next unit or nothing without me kind of thing. You know what I mean with that? So just have an accountability partner to help bounce off. Some units you might find that you do really great and breeze through, and some of them you just might need that little more support. And so doing it with a partner is great. Doing it with a partner is great. That's kind of what a lot of the ladies got from doing the Zoom, because it was just like this. It might have been like 20 of us on a Zoom, and we were doing it twice a week, but it was for 2 hours. So it's a heavy commitment, but that's how you get through the course in a shorter period of time, because many of us may not be able to study every day, but if you can, I'm not knocking it. But you got to figure out what your rhythm is. And if you can get a partner to work a rhythm and you all get through the units, I say take, a month. I say take 4 to 6 weeks if you have to break it up, but not more, because you're going to end up falling off, or you're going to run into the holidays or something seasonal that'll come up and it'll make you not get through it. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, ma'am, it did.
Okay. Anybody else? Cassandra, you got any questions? Gina, Toya, any of you all have questions? Joy, Nikki?
I'm good here.
You're
I don't
good?
have anything. Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to share content on whether in your VIP group or in your shopping room? How are you doing with sharing good sexual health?
I haven't had the opportunity yet, but I will in my VIP group
Okay.
very soon. Yeah,
Okay.
I just haven't done it yet.
What do you all think of, so you know how we have the go live for 21 days or go live for 30 days in your groups, whether it's your VIP or on your personal page? What would you all think about if we put together a calendar of topics that were centered around sexual health? Would you
That
all
would
be
be
game
great.
for that?
Yeah.
That would be good in my VIP group. I don't know about my
Yeah.
personal page, but my VIP group. I'm just
Right.
being honest. I have some very conservative people on my personal page, and I don't want it to cause any conflict. But in my VIP group, I'd be more than willing to do that in my VIP group.
Yes. So sharing this kind of content simultaneously with I would say during the time that you do this, every week, I would be putting something out there saying, invite somebody, maybe even offering some type of incentive. But because of the information you're sharing, look, they're gonna be like, oh, I know who need to be in the group. So this is what one of the things that Chris was telling us. So if you decide to do something like this, you can decide that this is your plan, but make your plan be aligned with what your outcome is. If you have a group that's not having good interaction, then maybe something like the sexual health content, finding out if this is what they want to know. It depends on what your group is looking for and how you're providing it. So this could be a great way to get more activity. It could be a great way of also highlighting certain products, because let's say after you give some jewels or some certain things, then you can say, and you know what, this product right here is really great for dealing with these particular concerns, or something like that. So you're also sharing product. And then you're also growing your VIP group. So this could be a great plan for executing, having a good outcome with your VIP group, giving them some good content. Now, would y'all want to do this for October or November?
October, good for me. The sooner the better.
I got you. I got you. And so one of the good things is you don't have to come up with a lot of content. It's more so about you either reading over or watching a video to get like a little refresher, and then you go live. Sometimes it could be stating a fact and then having a little dialogue about it. And sometimes it could be asking a question and having a little dialogue about it. But give it, go live, and maybe some days be 3 minutes and some days be 15 minutes. One of the ones that I've done over and over is how to wash properly, or keeping yourself safe. There's a lot of things that we do that create a lot of bacteria in our vaginal area. And believe it or not, it's a lot of women that don't have the same insight. They don't have that same information. So you might be trying to sell Skinny Dip, but if they're not thinking about, the different things that they're doing that's affecting their pH balance, maybe they don't know what pH balance is. Maybe they don't know what numbers they should range in. Maybe they don't know the signs and symptoms that they're doing something wrong, or maybe they don't know that not washing immediately after intimate activities is a problem. Some people fall asleep, and even though I'm sure that does happen, you want to make sure that that's not a habit, right? Because bacteria grows. So we do have the wipes. We do have the cleansing mist spray. So if you're using toys and accessories, spraying them before and after use, and just, it's so much that you can share that might seem basic, but man, you are missing out if you're not sharing these details. Okay. Do you know a lot of women don't know the anatomy enough? They don't take a mirror and look down there at themselves too often. So when you're talking about the vagina, you got to make sure y'all talking about the same thing. Are they talking about the vulva, which is the external part, or are they talking about the inside? Because the vagina is the inside. You know what I mean? Are they talking about the clitoris? Do they know where the clitoris is? Do they know what the clitoral hood is? Do they know where their G-spot is located? These are things that are really basic conversations that you can have. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time reading a whole book and filling your head up and feeling overwhelmed. Don't overthink it, ladies. Remember, Tisha's doing 30-second videos and somebody like, oh yeah, I know how to wash it now. So if she could do that in 30 seconds, what can you do, sharing some other information? And so ladies aren't using those wipes. Man, that should be in your purse, in your to-go, everything, because we can't always clean up right after. And even if it don't have anything to do with sexual activity, do you sweat? Have you ever leaked urine? Have you, I mean, it's so many different reasons, right? Have you had a workout and you can't run home and take a shower immediately? Then take your butt in the bathroom and use those wet wipes. We got the cleansing with benefits. Use those wipes and keep the bacteria down, because it's growing while you doing something else. And then you're going to pay now or you're going to pay later. So I don't want to hear nothing about the cost of it. I don't want to hear none of that, because those are the same people who are showing up at the gynecologist going, I don't know why I keep getting a yeast infection. I don't know why I keep testing positive for the vaginosis. I don't know. And while your partner keeps saying, what you doing? Are you messing around with somebody else? Listen. And it goes both ways, as men and women. So that can help them maybe even with their partner's hygiene habits. But it's so much for us to talk about. People being on their periods, just not knowing how frequent to clean yourself and all the different habits. Now, I'm going to tell you this one. I'm going to be honest, because this was me too. Who wash their hands first when they go to the bathroom and then go to the bathroom, pee and wipe? Ain't nobody washing their hands first. But guess what? Rule 101. If you want to keep the bacteria down, you better wash your hands before you touch it. Okay. Listen, the vagina is already acidic. Okay. So on a scale of 0 to 14, 7 is in the middle. We're at a 3.5 to a 4.5 at a safe pH level. Okay. So if you take it up a notch and you get closer, it's like the scale goes where it goes closer to like a 0, like a battery acid is a 0. Okay. That's highly acidic. When you're trying to drink alkaline water, you want to get to a 7 to 9. So to give you an idea of the range. So when we do these activities that start messing up our numbers or our pH balance, which parabens being in your soaps, heavy perfumes, dyes, all those things, those can also throw off your pH. So sometimes it's what we're eating, what we're drinking, what we're doing that's affecting our pH balance, along with things externally. So ingesting the things in your environment, all of that, right? So it has a big impact on it. And so you can't afford for your vagina to get any more acidic past that 4.5, because that's when you start having problems. That's when you have smells, discharge, discomforts, itching, all that kind of stuff. And then we all don't have the same medical insurance experience, okay? So just keep it real. So people are trying to do things on their own. And once you've let them get out of hand, most of the time you need medicine, you need treatment, okay? So if you want to be natural, the natural is doing yoni steams and keeping it clean and doing all that kind of preventive measures. When you have sensitivities, you need to find out what they are and tap into those things that are causing problems and be proactive. But my whole point is you have so much to share with these ladies. You have to share because the health is their wellness. And I just want you to know that there's statistics that show that 91% of the women have a problem with body imagery. And I'm sure that every last one of us can relate to it in some kind of way. I don't care if you this big or you this big, but we all have an issue with what we see when we look in the mirror in some way, shape, or form, or at some point in our life we did, okay? 91% of women. If you don't help women have a better relationship with themselves, then nothing that we're sharing with them is really going to help. They're not going to have good relationships with other people the way that they would if they really loved and respected themselves. And so that's what our job is as a promoter. We're providing a whole experience. And that's why they're calling us influencers. We're influencing people to look at things differently. We're influencing them to make more conscious decisions about what they do and how we do it. And then this is how it also ties into our whole wellness line. People want to feel good and look good. Okay. So this is not all just cosmetic. It's so much to share. And so let me see if I could pull this together for October. We could do a little calendar and have a live schedule. I'm gonna get with Teresa because I think she does, well, she's on vacation, but she already has the format for the live. So I'm gonna just duplicate that and come up with some content and get with some of the other ladies. But if you all have any more questions, go for it. I feel like I've been talking the whole time.
Would it be good to go live every day or just once a week with different topics?
Every day. Guess what? There's something that you can share every day. And every day don't have to be long. Every day does not have to be long. Every day, them seeing your face, they're going to actually be very excited. Well, what's she going to talk about today? What's she going to say? Do I have the answers to that? Do I already know that? They're going to feel good some days because they know the information you're talking about. And then some days they're going to be like, why? I didn't even know that. Let me look that up. So you're keeping the momentum going. I would say every day for effectiveness. Now, if that's not your reality, then pick you a number and say, I know based on my how I'm set up, I could only do it 3 days a week. But I'm asking you to push outside your comfort zone if you know that you could make it happen, even with effort. Because every day, it just makes a difference. I've seen a big difference with the impact it has on the groups or wherever you're sharing the content. It has that much of a benefit. Yep. Look like we got a full house. I can't see. Oh, we got about 12 participants. That's good. That's so good. Thank you all for getting on here tonight. I really appreciate that.
This was really good, Cal. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all a little story about Tisha because I've only been in business for about a year, right? And I was like, Tisha's, I still am, shh, don't tell, right? But I'm like her secret admirer, right? So you know how you hop on and you friend request some of the ladies, you're like, oh yeah, I've seen her. Either she's one of the people on the task force or she's one of the trainers or something. So I'm following everything Tisha Webb, everything she's doing. So I had my husband on there. He had to watch this because I was like, wait a minute, she doing a bedtime story. The most hilarious thing. And I just want y'all to know, I was a consultant. I would have been one of the people that said, look, I don't even want to be no consultant. I just want to sit at her toes and watch her videos. I don't want to do no work. I just want to listen and just let her inundate me with all the goods. But she's reading children's books, right? Tisha, we're reading children's books and they sound just as, who was that? Who was that's nuts? Somebody's Bob's nuts.
Tony's. I did it last
nuts.
night. I actually did it. I bought it back last night because I actually had to buy the actual book.
Oh, you got the book.
I had to get the book.
If you were just listening and didn't even have, she'll show you the pictures too, but if you were just listening to the audio, you would be like, what book is this?
Yeah, I did it on the last. Yeah, they all over. But yeah, this was really, really good. And I would say for the conservative crowd, like going the actual sexual health route is like golden, because that's like, if they're super, super conservative, those are the main women who have never had anybody to talk to, you know, never had this type of exposure where they felt comfortable, you know, to ask questions. And they have so many questions. So even from like conservative to non-conservative, we all got so many questions. But like when people feel like they've never had anybody to open up to, you become like a confidant, like a best friend. Because, you know, they're able to release and feel comfortable and not judged or feel like they're doing something wrong or something's wrong with them. So yeah, this is gonna be cool. Like even if you sneak a couple on your main pages, you know, that's pretty safe. We keep it PG-13. You can switch up, get fun. Yeah, get creative with the words.
Interview with one of y'all on my personal page.
Yeah. So you can scroll through mine. Don't scroll through mine, but mine is a little. It was mine at PG-13 no more.
She give it to you raw.
I follow you, Tisha, and I'm like, dang, I wish I had her confidence, especially on TikTok. I was like, oh my God, I wish I had her confidence.
I promise you.
I'm gonna have to get with one of y'all, either you or Carol, either one, and I need one of y'all to. I need to interview one of y'all on my personal page, because I have some women that they feel their bedroom is supposed to be their bedroom. Nobody's supposed to know about it or anything like that. And I'm still trying to get them to come over to the other side, even just for our beauty products. And they not having it at all.
You know what? This is what the doctor was talking about on one of the podcasts. He said they can have somebody in the office and they refuse to use the word. They'll say, I'm having an issue down there. He said, we got to get to the point that the word vagina is not a bad word. You know what I'm saying? It's people that like, they skin crawl. They're not okay if they talking like that. Like they're, you know, it's okay. But a lot of people don't know that it's okay. They need permission. you're going to give them permission. You're going to give them the confidence and say, are you a human? Are you a person? Are you valuable? Yes. So then your parts aren't even worthy of being named. You know what I'm saying? You got to use a nickname, and it got to be a secret, and can't nobody know. And people are struggling in the closet. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole nother kind of in the closet when you can't get the help that you need because you're ashamed. There's a lot. There's also a book, Beyond Shame, that was in the course. They refer to that book. Okay. Read it, whether it's from religious, just your background from being raised, whether it's from some type of trauma that you've had. There's so much shame associated with sexuality, and it's nothing different than your health. That's the whole point. I need everybody to get that. We're talking about your body, your health. It keeps being two compartments, and it's not. That's why we can't even use the word on Facebook. We can't use the word on Facebook. The video gonna get flagged and get shut down. So sometimes I have to be crafty with the way that I express certain things, because even in your VIP group, if they pick up, you keep saying sex too much and sexuality, yeah, they're gonna shut you down. Your video gonna get flagged. In fact, when I posted the flyer for this, it was Tuesday that I was trying to post it. I was doing the Pink Power Hour, and they didn't like that flyer. They flagged it. I got the message that says it goes against Facebook standards and XYZ. So they'll block people from seeing it. And I can help you with that too. So you'll see that if I do post the title of the course or anything like that, I'll use a X, maybe a hashtag X, or I'll use a 3EX. You know, I'll just be crafty with some of the words. They're flagged. And I don't use the words pure romance hardly in anything, because that's also being flagged. So just right now, that's what we're working with. Just be crafty about it. Be strategic and work around it. Can you sit here, son? We don't want to hear about the dinosaurs. Thank you. But yeah, just let's Lala say, hey nephew, y'all can have him. He rent a kid. We can get him by the hour. Come on, get him. Got a 2-year-old. And he should be asleep, right? But I want to thank you all so much for hopping on here. I am going to upload the video to YouTube so that you all can share it. And let's start putting together, first of all, the intro for our sexual health promoters. Woo woo, we needed some help. And I'm so grateful. Toya's on here, Lala's on here. Charl's on here. I believe Nikisha is in our group. She might not be on here. Cassandra,
I'm on here. That's been
Nakia.
me asking all the questions.
Yes.
I go by
Okay.
Nakia.
Got you. Same person. Thank you.
Same person.
Yeah, you ladies. So you are so appreciated for helping to keep this going, because otherwise all these great ideas, man, it would just like kind of go in one ear and out the other, and I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. And I really love this. This is like what I like to do. I like sharing this. And you know I ain't getting no money for this, right? Like, just in case, like they not paying me to to tell y'all this stuff. Like, I love this. I love sharing this. And so I want to keep it going. And I want others to be able to raise up and have this level of confidence to be able to share as well. I don't want it to stop here. So when we started this, it was just, oh, I'm struggling with the course. I feel like we need to get on here and do a live and do a YouTube with other ladies. And then it turned out to be a good thing. Like I said, we did it. I did three different quarterly sessions. And then it was like, whoo, that is a lot though, because being on here 2 hours a day, twice a week, it was a lot. It was a lot for me and the family. And so I said, well, hey, we're going to have to take those recordings and make them work. I do think that very soon that we could come up with, maybe on our off season during the holiday when everybody's involved in holidays, that maybe we could re-record those sessions like in a professional way where it's like webinar style, but maybe still have some ladies on there so it looks real nice and fancy. Because you know, we did talk with Patty Brisbane and she was like, okay, send over your YouTube page. And I thought like, yeah, but it just kind of looked a little, she ain't gonna understand. So I didn't get a lot of feedback from it, but the ladies have been able to benefit from it. You know what I mean? But maybe we'll do a professional version, you know, so like how official Pure Romance has a nice video, we can clean it up real nice. Hint, hint, I might get some people to help with that because I don't like doing all this stuff. You know, we can have the words come across the screen and be really nice. And then get some volunteers to be on the Zoom like y'all brand new, like, oh, let's read that chapter. No. So Charles said it helped her get through the course. Yes. So I you know, that's just what my vision is thus far. But y'all please help us raise this money. I'm so touched. I got a call today from Cincinnati saying, how can we help you raise money? Are you okay? Is everything going good? And I was like, oh my God, I got a call from the Patty Brisbane Foundation. So they hyped me up a little bit more, but I've been sharing my link and sharing with everybody. But if you haven't donated, please give $10 or more if you can. If it's $5, we good with that too. But us four ladies, we're trying to meet our numbers. We committed to doing at least $500. And by all means, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because we just talked about all the good jewels that women need. So why wouldn't somebody want to support that? So if you know somebody that'll give towards the cause, just let me know. I have in-kind donation letters, like professional letterhead. It's tax deductible. If they want to win the basket, that could be entries. You know, people buy raffle tickets and all kind of stuff all the time, but I have a basket with our nice expensive products like the Healy bath soak and the massage melt, the stuff that's like $69 a piece. Oh yeah, I got all that in the basket. Okay. So let me know. I'm here, but I'm definitely letting you know that I need that kind of help. We all do. And I am going to request to get some more of these in case you ladies could use it. But this is called a guide to sexual health providers. When we went to national training, the last session that we had that was with the panel of doctors and Patty Brisbane, for any of you who watched the video, they had these on our seat and they were really good because it tells you what are the different specialists in the area of sexual health. So you know how you have your obstetrician and your gynecologist, you have your urogynecologist. That's like, well, that's the thing. The pamphlet is going to explain each type, like what they cover. You have your urologist, you have a sexual medicine healthcare professional, then you have what you call sex therapist and a sexual counselor, a psychiatrist, a pelvic floor therapist, pain management therapist, and then you have your primary care provider. All of these professionals could deal with anything dealing with your sexual health. And the reason why some of them crossed over is because, like we're saying, that your health and your sexual health isn't separated. So that's why your primary care provider, they have a role in this too. Okay, there's some basic things they do because they're the ones that usually do your pap smear, but you also can go to a gynecologist and have it done as well, right? They kind of work together. But yes, so this pamphlet was really nice. And so I am going to call back and ask if we could get some of the pamphlets. And so if you want some, let me know. And I'm going to see how we work it out, how we get some of these mailed out. So I'm going to add this I have another one that's not all been up, but I'm gonna add this to that basket that I'm gonna give away. Nakia said you like some? Yeah, because this was like good. And I'm like, oh yeah, because I was able to open it up and say, oh yeah, okay, urologist does this, 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 and this. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know how I can sound real good and I don't even really know. So yeah, at a glance, it's really great as you're trying to decide if someone needs to see a medical professional, which one would they need to see? Like, you can start with your primary care physician, but sometimes you can refer yourself to a specialist. I've done it. And pelvic floor therapy is everything. So I'd love to share with that to y'all at another time. But I know it's getting late. We spent a little more than an hour. Let me go ahead and get this video converted and y'all have a wonderful evening. Hop on the chat if you have any other questions. All right, bye-bye.
Y'all have a good night too.
Good night, y'all.
I showed you.
I think I got it right.